Sup fans, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another, a nice franchise review. And today we're going to be celebrating, this year, so we celebrate the 40th anniversary of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Boy, check this out. Also, you guys like my 40th anniversary shirt? Cavity Colors, not sponsored. So yeah, so we're going to be quickly covering the franchise coming up right now, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. All right, guys, quiet on set. Scene one, take one. Action. Boom! Now, if you guys like this video, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you share with your friends. Also, hit that bell for notifications because, well, helps you a lot. And if you're new here, welcome, sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, just like my Friday the 13th franchise review, I'm gonna, instead of using posters and all that stuff, I'm gonna be using my physical media collection, because why not, dude? That's just because it's a nice little charm, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us who grew up with this franchise pretty much saw it on physical media or streaming, so depending on how old you are. But yeah, it's awesome, man. And I already covered the original Nightmare on Elm Street a couple years ago, or 2 years ago, I believe. So I might just cover the same ground from what I talked about that. So we're gonna be quickly talking about each and every film, but yeah, so I'm not gonna talk about it too long. And also Freddy versus Jason, I'm gonna save that a more detailed review in our future video. So it's gonna be like a more of a quick thing. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive into the franchise. So first things first, the OG original and Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I'm using my cheap box set, but you know what? I still love this set. So yeah, the original, directed by Wes Craven. So Tina, Tina, spoiler alert, she's not the final girl, actually, it's Nancy. Well, Nancy and her friends are experiencing nightmares of this guy with a long claw, a guy with a glove, and he has a razor he has knives for fingers. And well, he's killing each and every one of them, and Nancy's trying to find out, well, who it is and how to stop him. Yeah, simple story, but then again, a bit of depth and all that stuff about, I would say teenage neglect and all that stuff. And yeah, no, let's just get right to it. And man, a classic. Yep, classic. This is why a lot of people, here's the reason why a lot of people talk about the original, is because it is a classic. It's a movie that you can watch and it's timeless. I'm going all over the place, but yeah, it's very timeless because it's like, well, then again, it is a product of the 80s still, especially with the style. But then again, I think it's timeless because it just goes with the whole what is a dream and all that stuff, and about child neglect, or just adolescence neglect, or just how parents are not taking their kids seriously when it comes to major things like that. And it's just about dreams, like where do these dreams come from and all that stuff, which is really cool. It gets philosophical, it gets pretty deep with that. And Wes Craven, man, his style and directing, man, it's just appealing. It's just very appealing. We have characters that I like about. I love Heather Langenkamp as Nancy, man. She is really cool. Even though sometimes the acting is not good, it can get kind of very corny. But I really like it, though. It's like, at least it's not a, monotone acting with like some movies and all that stuff. Not these days, but over the time we had monotone acting in movies in every decade. But yeah, it's better to have, monotone acting on that stuff. But yeah, I like the characters like Tina. I love Nancy. I like that. Again, this is like before Scream. Freaking Wes Craven, he pulled a 180 and all that stuff, man. They built Tina as the main character, but then just to have her as the real victim to die, which is really cool. Johnny Depp in his debut film, he's actually pretty cool in this movie. I actually like it. Even though he's not in the movie a lot, his performance is pretty cool, and he has, in my opinion, the best death scene in the whole franchise. Which is really cool. Robert Englund as Fred Krueger. I mean, he's called Freddy here, but then most throughout the movie they call him Fred Krueger. Timeless, man. Basically, he's the main reason why this movie, the original movie, will always hold up, is that his performance here is really good. He's also scary here, actually. I mostly know him, I was first introduced to him as a comedic Freddy, but here he's very, pretty scary. He's pretty serious here, and I love it. And I just like that how the movie wraps up. It doesn't need a sequel, but then again, these sequels, I like them a lot. But yeah, it's a movie that I would say is kind of timeless, because they don't make it like this no more, or they try to, but it comes up as a ripoff rather than like a homage, or maybe try something original. But this is a one-of-a-kind movie, honestly. So I love A Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's one of my favorite horror franchises of all time because of the original film. So with that, of course, I'm gonna give the original A Nightmare on Elm Street a perfect 5 out of 5. All right, coming up next, we got A Nightmare on Elm Street 2: Freddy's Revenge. So Jesse a boy, well, a teenage boy, and his family move into Nancy's house. She doesn't live there no more. They move into her house, and there's a hot summer and all that stuff. And he has his friend, this lady friend, and all that stuff. And well, kind of like a metaphor coming out of the closet and all that stuff. And Freddy, well, he wants to possess them so that he can, well, take, you know, again, take revenge and try to kill all the kids from that basically kill all the kids from the parents that killed him. So yeah, so with I believe so. Then again, this man goes on a rampage and all that stuff. So yeah, but it's straightforward sequel, and yeah, let's get on to it. Actually, this is the most underrated one out of all of them. I know that I think to this very day, this is people's least favorite, or people just hate it. I love it. I love Jesse. What made it work is Jesse, man. He is such a good character and all that stuff. And yeah, it is kind of a way I think even, yeah, many people probably see it as a metaphor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people see it as a metaphor for, you know, coming out, you know, being gay and all that stuff, which I got no problem with it. I like this movie a lot. So, but no. This movie is, dude, I gotta say, man, the death scenes are pretty cool. They get pretty gnarly at the end, especially how he just kills his friend and all that stuff. But yeah, but Jesse, man, he, aside from Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger here, I just love Jesse and all that stuff. I love Jesse in this movie. He's just oozing with personality. Him and his lady friend, I like their chemistry. The chemistry just works so well, and it's really cool. And I just love the slow burn throughout the whole movie. How like just Freddy's messing with him and possessing him, you know, trying to make him kill his sister and all that stuff, his little sister. And yeah, and man, I just love it. I just really love it, and it's just very homoerotic movie, of course, but I love it. I like that shit. It's really cool. Change things up a bit, you know. And the ending is really cool. I like that. You know, like Freddy gets killed by the power of love and all that stuff. And Robert Englund still got it. He's really cool. He's still in a way a serious Freddy here, and I really like it. I really dug it a lot, man. And that party scene when he fully possesses Jesse, it was so fun and all that stuff, man. It's so fun. And I kind of like that it gets really gnarly and grotesque how like the nails, just the knives grow out of Jesse's fingers. So Freddy has like legit kind of like Wolverine claw fingers, which is really cool instead of like the glove. But man, overall, guys, I really like it. And also, I remember when I first saw this movie, I saw it through this collection, but I remember seeing it for the first time, and it was like a hot summer day, just like in the movie, man. And I don't know. I think the hot summer temperature in my house, it was like, I really felt that I was right there with the characters and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I really love A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Actually, yeah, I would say, instead of saying I love this movie. It's really fun, and it's the most underrated one. So with that, yeah, I'm gonna give it a perfect 5 out of 5. I really think this movie really holds up. All right, so coming up next is, well, one of my favorites of all time, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. The Dream Warrior. So Patricia Arquette is having nightmares and all that stuff. So she goes to a psychiatric hospital where she talks to other teenagers and all that stuff. And Nancy from the first movie comes in to help him on all that stuff. But basically, they are the last of the children that Freddy's going after because, of course, he's seeking revenge. Aside from the first movie, he's this nice little continuity thing that they brought in. Is that Freddy's main target victims are the children of the people that burned him. Well, even though he's a child killer, of course, he's guilty, but then again, still, he wants revenge for the town people that mom that killed him. So for revenge, he's going after their kids and all that stuff. So they are the last of the characters here in 3. They are the last of the children. And now Freddy wants to just finish the job and all that stuff. So Nancy's back and all that stuff to help him out too. So, man, what else I gotta say? I think Wes Craven came back and I believe was part of he was part of the production here, and it really shows a big improvement when it comes to the writing and all that stuff. Because I love all of these characters: a girl going through drugs, a kid with wizard powers, and kid who's mute and all that stuff, or he just can't speak. Well, he kind of now talks in the 4th movie, but that Patricia Arquette is really good in this movie. Lawrence Fishburne. He's awesome in this. Doesn't have a big role here, but I love Larry Fishburne here. He's so cool. And of course, Heather Langenkamp, Nancy. Oh my gosh, she's so got it and all that stuff. And John Saxon comes back. He comes back and he plays Donald Thompson. And man, oh man, I just love it, man. Also how they just reference the first movie and all that stuff. And I like that. It kind of brings everything full circle. And Nancy getting killed by Freddy at the end. It is sad. Yeah, that's freaking sad. I actually teared up a bit when I first saw the movie, which then it's, and also because Patricia Arquette really sold the performance, man. She was really cool. This is, you could tell she did such a great job. How she's just terrified, like a girl that's just terrified, doesn't want to die, and is doing everything she can to stay awake and all that stuff. And she really is amazing in this movie. And the soundtrack, Dream Warriors by Dawkins, fucking awesome. Robert Englund again. He's more comedic here, of course. He's way more comedic here, and of course he has some of the best lines there. Welcome to prime time, bitch. You know, all that stuff. I love Robert Englund in this one, man. That's when he gives Freddy more of a comedic personality, but also still scary at the same time. I love that a lot. And we get a chance to meet Amanda Kruger, who is his mom, which it scared the shit out of me when I first saw this as a kid, because this is nun that's walking around, and because this is the love interest or this guy, or basically Nancy's, wannabe boyfriend. He comes in, who's a good character, really good character. He's just trying to investigate a bit of the origins of Freddy, where he comes from, because he's the son of 1,000 maniacs. And yeah, that ending. Yeah, it's just nun that, she's creepy, but she's trying to, trying to give him information and all that stuff about Freddy and all that stuff, and also I think really how to stop him. But yeah, no, it's but at the end when he sees her and she goes to this grave stone, she disappears, and he looks at it, and because I think she told him his name, her name, and he reads Amanda Kruger, and he's like, "You're his mother." I'm like, dude, that is scary. I don't know why. That is just scary how he was talking to a ghost the whole time. Wow. But then again, it's nice to see a bit of origins of Freddy Krueger, and also the way Freddy Krueger is vanquished. It is so satisfying how he dies. Like, it really feels like a nice wrap up, for these 3 movies, and it feels like a perfect trilogy. But of course, hey, money talks. The movie did well, money talks, and well, they made a 4th one. So with that, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, in my opinion, gets this is another something that gets a perfect 5 out of 5, man. It's one of the top best sequels. It's either this or New Nightmare, when I'll get to New Nightmare in a few minutes. All right, coming up next is A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. So Kristen and her friends, the surviving people from the last one, instead of Kristen being played by Patricia Arquette, she's played by somebody else. Well, they get spoiler alert, they get killed, but then again, Kristen basically passes on her superpower abilities about, people about, I think dream hopping, I believe. She passes it on to Alice, and Alice is now becoming the Dream Master. So basically her brother and all that stuff, and the guy she likes, stuff like that, they get involved. And well, Freddy comes back. Almost forgot to mention, Freddy comes back with the dog peeing fire on him or some shit, or just dog pissing on him. I think, yeah, it's Kincaid's dog. So yeah. So yeah, I gotta say, I don't like the characters as much as I did. I love the character. Actually, no, I love the characters, but not as much as the characters I loved in the first 3 movies. But Alice, honestly, she is so beautiful as hell. I really love her and all that stuff. Well, as a character, but she's very beautiful and all stuff. The actress, she's very beautiful. I like that her chemistry with her and her guy and her love interest is really cool. I like the chemistry with her and her brother, and and kind of pretty much abusive father and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I like that her brother he loves kung fu and all that stuff. And then, well, he gets killed by Freddy, Freddy using kung fu and all that stuff, being invisible, creative kill. But yeah, no, it's I like that, and her boyfriend character is pretty nice. I love the direction, man. This is directed by Rennie Harlan, and this guy knows how to do. I love how stylistic he is, because he has this cool vision, and they built these beautiful practical sets, and it just looks amazing as hell. You can really tell the budget kind of cranked up here, and no, I really like that, and the comedic kills and all that stuff. It is really cool. I like the scene where Freddy kills a girl when he kisses her and he sucks the life out of her. Creepy effect, in my opinion. There's some frames here looks a bit of course like a dummy, but I like it a lot. And speaking of Freddy, of course, Freddy, he's awesome. Again, freaking Robert Englund is awesome. This is where he's fully comedic and all that stuff, from what I've seen. From in my opinion, and you know what, he's fun as hell, and the kills are good, man. I really like that a lot, and no, it's really cool. Of course, the cheesy shark fin scene when he's going after Kristen, love it. And yeah, Kincaid dying, and the guy that was mute or who couldn't speak in the last one, he speaks now, and nice waterbed death and all that stuff. Still likes nude chicks. And no, I liked it a lot. It's actually really fun. The set piece is good. It's just that the story I feel like it kind of cheapens the mythology a little bit, the lore a bit, because now instead of Freddy, going after the children of the people that killed him. Now he just wants to kill just random teenagers now, or just people in general. So I say it kind of cheapens the lore a little bit, because there was some motivation for Freddy, but now, like, well, now his motivation, hey, you know, I'm done now, I get to kill people, you know, anybody I want. So that, kind of a bit. I'm more mixed on that, but, and also just the characters. I like the characters a lot. Like I said, I like the characters. I like the chemistries, but then again, they're not as memorable as, well, I gotta say, the characters of the first 3 movies. So yeah, but then again, I do love the set piece. Robert Englund's Freddy is good, and Alice is really cool. Yeah, so with that, I will give A Nightmare on Elm Street 4. The Dream Master, I would give it a nice solid 4 out of 5. All right, coming up next is A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. So, yeah, we get a bit more on Freddy's origin and all that stuff. So basically, Alice, the actress that plays Alice, she's in, well, in a way, Alice is in Amanda Kruger's shoes, and also, so I'm pretty sure she probably experiences all that, you know, assault from all the 1,000 maniacs and all that stuff. And Robert Englund plays one of the maniacs there, which is really funny. Well, not funny, and it's not, sorry about that, I'll take that back. It's not funny at all, but it's, but yeah, no, Alice is pregnant, you know, her and her well, now they're boyfriend and girlfriend, her and him are like together, and they graduated high school, and now they're gonna go to college and all that stuff, and yeah, she gets pregnant, and now Freddy, well, now wants to possess the kid. He wants to be reincarnated through the kid. Well, then again, he's already, I think he's already reincarnated, because he makes his cool entrance, you know, it's a boy. But I believe he wants to take, it's been a while. This is a movie that I actually watched the least a bit, but not because, you know, I don't like it. It's just that more like, this is a movie that I watched the least out of all the other movies aside from 6. But yeah, no, he comes back, Freddy's back, but he wants to, you know, he wants Alice's kid. So yeah, that's the story and all that stuff. So the actress that plays Alice, she comes back. She's really cool. Dude, I gotta say, if you're gonna watch this movie, try to track down the uncut version, because it was really cool. Her boyfriend, the baby daddy, he's from the fourth movie. Freddy kills the shit out of him in a motorcycle accident, and he's just more extended and gross looking in the uncut version. And yeah, also this is the introduction where we get Super Freddy. And the characters, you know, they're okay. Alice's friends are alright, you know. But yeah, it's the kills they're still cool. Robert Englund still got it. He still got the Freddiness. But then again, it's this is a movie that I feel like that's when I feel like the franchise is going a little bit stale, in my opinion. But then again, I think it's more like these characters. They're not as memorable in my opinion compared to and I would say the first 4 movies. So yeah, this movie is just it's overall okay, has some cool concepts there, and it's kind of a mixed bag and all that stuff. I think it's pretty cool because it kind of leads into like a bit more of a Freddy's origin. And also just the way Freddy is defeated his mother, Amanda Kruger, just like, you know, he comes in, I think he gets defeated as a fetus, and she just, you know, consumes and she defeats him, which is really freaking nice. But there are some things where I feel like the movie kind of drags a bit and all that stuff, you know. But overall, it's a pretty decent movie. I actually overall enjoy this. So with that, I would give A Nightmare on Elm Street 5: The Dream Child a solid 3 out of 5. Now moving on to Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. So there's this John Doe character, a teenage boy, John Doe character is being stalked by Freddy. Yeah, Freddy's back, and full-on comedy. This is mostly full-on comedy here. So he's being stalked by Freddy and all that stuff, and he tries to seek help and all that stuff through a hospital. And he tries to seek help from this woman, Maggie. And well, Maggie tries to help him out. So they're both from Springwood. So that's their hometown, and that's where Freddy's from. So then they go there and all that stuff, and they try to figure everything out. But then again, all the children, there's no children there. And there's some stowaways that come in there with a girl that's physically abused by her dad, and Freddy takes advantage of that. And kid that's, you know, high as fuck gets killed by video game style. And yeah, but then again, Maggie finds out that, you know, she's actually the biological child of Freddy Krueger. So yeah, it kind of creates, in my opinion, some things that I mixed on. So yeah, let's get up to it. The actress that plays Maggie, she's actually fun. She's really cool. The rest of the characters, you know, they're all right. The John Doe character, he's okay. I like that they pull another 180, kind of similar to the first movie, how like, oh, you think he's the main character, the child, but he's not. Freddy kills him. I think he gives him the best kill. He just cuts the little knots down from a parachute, and Freddy, Looney Tunes style, puts a pit of spikes, and he dies, which, yeah, hey, pretty cool death. And yeah, but my big complaint of this film is that what more I'm mixed on is that just his origins, how like he had a child, which it does add some layers to it. Like, you know, he's a father, but he's murdering children. But then again, I was like, well, where was this a bit in the first few movies? I guess it wasn't really brought up in the first movies and all that stuff. He kind of made it look like Freddy was a lone guy killing children. Actually, I take that back about the criticism and all that stuff. I actually think that it's actually adds a good layer that, hey, you know, Freddy was not only a lone guy killing children and all that stuff. Hey, people, the town knows who he is. Everybody's like he's like a neighbor and all that stuff. And going through all those flashbacks of him killing a hamster, that traumatized me as a kid because I had a hamster at the time, and you know, I was sensitive to that. Just seeing his whole history, which is really cool, and just seeing that, yeah. But then again, it kind of does create a thing where it's like, well, he just murdered his wife and all that stuff there. So was that was not enough evidence that he you know, he did some shady like crazy shit like that. But yeah, but no, but yeah, then again, just create this layers and all that stuff, and also shows that, yeah, you know, he was a family man, so that's even more fucked up. Kind of like when you compare it to real serial killers in real life. But I think my biggest issue with the movie is that the kills are just they're a bit goofy for me, especially with Hughes the Power Glove and all that stuff. I mean, they're goofy, they're fun to look at, but I think they're more in the so bad it's fun or good thing rather than like oh, this is really cool. And the final battle in 3D. The director, she didn't want it to do the 3D stuff like that, but she was, you know, held back, and it kind of shows that she didn't really want it to. It creates some cool sets and all that stuff, but overall, it just looks goofy, you know, the third act. And just knowing how Freddy got his powers, how like it's a bunch of sperm cell, like a bunch of cum ghosts, that's kind of goofy as hell. I think it's just an excuse to have a 3D final death effect. And also the final battle is pretty decent. He gets killed by his daughter, you know, pretty poetic a little bit. And, you know, he dies and all those little like sperm cells and all that stuff, you know, come out. And yeah, but overall, this is a very goofy ass movie. Yeah, this is actually my least favorite of the franchise, but then again, I still overall enjoy it despite my issues with it. So with that, I'll give Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare a solid, yeah, like a 3 out of 5. All right, coming up next, we've got Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So Heather Langenkamp plays herself in this movie, and everybody else plays herself, and Wes Craven makes an appearance. So Heather Langenkamp is basically being haunted by Freddy Krueger, but Freddy's not the Freddy we know from the movies. He's more, but then again, Freddy's haunting other people, but he's not the Freddy, again, he's not the Freddy we know. He's more of a dream demon. Instead of being a burnt victim, he's I think his flesh is just peeling apart like that, which is just even grosser actually. So yeah, so basically, and he's also, again, not only after Heather, but he's after her child, her son. And her husband gets killed and all that stuff, so that is just crazy. So yeah, that's just trying to find a way to stop him in a meta way. And this movie, I believe, yeah, it came out before Scream. Yeah, it was 1994. Yeah, this came out on 1994. I believe 2 years before Scream. And again, Wes Craven do good badly with the meta thing here. Yeah, Wes Craven came back to do a sequel for the first time. Well, yeah, for the first time. And man, does he deliver on this one, man. Instead of just repeating everything from the Freddy franchise, he decided to do something new, unique. And you know what? I commend them for that, because I gotta say, I love Dream Warriors, but sometimes there are moments where I just fluctuate between the two, and a lot of the times New Nightmare is my favorite sequel because Jesus Christ, this ambiguity is really good. It's really good. It gets scary because of how meta it gets, especially that's the scene with Wes talking to Heather, and his script is being, when they're talking right now, the script is being written as they're talking, which is, I think it's very freaky. And again, Freddy, instead of being comedic here, he's more of a serious character, and he has these claws, this demon claws, and it is just cool, man. It creates some cool Nosferatu shots, which I believe is Nosferatu inspired Freddy's design, and that is freaking cool. The kid, her son, he's amazing as hell. This is the same kid from Pet Sematary, the original Pet Sematary adaptation, which is really nice. And Heather Langenkamp is amazing. I think her acting skills is way better here than in the first movie. Not to say that she was bad in the first one, but then again, there are moments where she's like, you know, like kind of, you know, couldn't do another take there, but whatever. But it's no, I really love it. The performance is good. Robert Englund, you know, playing doing the Demon Freddy and playing himself at the same time. That is just crazy. And also just seeing Robert Englund, it's pretty cool seeing Robert Englund being haunted by Freddy himself. You know, the guy that plays Freddy is being you know, tormented by the Freddy, that the character he plays, which is really cool. No, I really like that a lot. It's the meta-ness is cool. In a way, it's kind of fourth wall breaking a bit. And again, Robert Englund and Freddy in this one, he is damn cool, man. And Robert Englund, man, he's got it, man. I think he's always gonna have it, but man, oh man. And Freddy's design and all that stuff is good, man. And the climax is really cool. It's also like a movie that, in a way, stands on its own, I believe. So it's more of a direct sequel to the first one, or just a direct sequel of all the franchise, but in a meta way, which is really cool. And you know what? I gotta say, this is a damn good way to wrap up the original series, you know, and all that stuff. So, yeah. With that, I would give Wes Craven's New Nightmare a perfect 5 out of 5. Probably my favorite sequel, aside from, you know, out of all the sequels, I'm pretty sure it's that more of the time it's my favorite sequel. All right, coming in right now, we got Freddy vs. Jason. So again, like I said before, I'm gonna get more of an in-depth review and all that stuff in another video. So yeah, Freddy, after being, you know, vanquished from Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare, I believe this movie takes place right after Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare. He's in hell, trapped there, and seeks for somebody to, like, you know, to use and to bring him back, to strike fear, because he gets to fear his powers from fear from people. And well, he finds Jason Voorhees from Camp Crystal Lake, resurrects him, and well, he poses as Pamela Voorhees, his mother, resurrects Jason, and Jason's on a rampage on Elm Street, but unfortunately things go out of hand. Jason is just killing too much, and he's not leaving any victims for Freddy, and now Freddy he's gonna, you know, I'm gonna kill this dude, but then again, Jason's hard to kill. And now you get a fight. So yeah, I gotta say, I love this movie. I have a huge nostalgia for it. And you know what? I gotta say it's a masterpiece because like I talked about in the Friday the 13th video, this is how you do a crossover movie. It respects both lores and all that stuff. And well, Freddy, again, Robert Englund plays, this is his last role as Freddy Krueger. Awesome. What a way to go. He was good. Ken Kirchinger plays Jason. I think it was pretty good, even though he's my least favorite, and also he's kind of a lumbering Frankenstein creature and all that stuff. But the fights are awesome. It gets very corny, but in a violent way at the end, which is really cool. And the characters, well, there are a lot to be desired, but they're fine enough. At first, there was a moment where like I didn't like the characters, but then the more I watched this movie, a lot of the times, it's like, you know, I actually quite like the characters, and it's a solid story. It's the best story that they can come up with, all the shitty scripts they got. So yeah, no, when it comes to Freddy vs. Jason, in my opinion, it delivers. Is it perfect? No, but you know what? In a way, I would say it's a masterpiece in its own way. So with that, I would give Freddy vs. Jason a 5 out of 5. All right, last but certainly not least, the 2010 remake. All right, so yeah, Chris, not Tina, is being haunted by, well, Freddy Krueger and everybody else, and Nancy, but then again, different last name. Instead of Nancy Thompson, is a different Nancy, played by Rooney Mara. Yeah, like Chris dies, and now, just like the first movie, Nancy has to pick up the pieces, and blah, blah, blah. Mr. Krabs is in the movie, which is really funny. Hearing him say, Krueger, come on out, you bastard. It's kind of funny because you can hear Mr. Krabs and all that stuff. But yeah, no, and then Freddy's here, played by Jackie Earle Haley this time, and yeah, and he's a terrible person in this one. And yeah, let's get on to the review. And I gotta say, actually, out of all the Platinum Dunes remakes, I think this is the worst one. This is a movie that I deep down I actually don't like. Because this movie, one of the major problem I have with this movie, aside from, well, you know, Freddy's origins, how they changed it here, is fucking boring. Jesus Christ, the last few times I tried to watch the movie, I fell asleep. This movie tells you not to go to sleep, but not fuck. I mean, you're making me fall asleep. God damn. And this movie at a time, I don't know better. I was a kid when I saw this. I was a teenager. No, actually, I was a kid when I saw this. This movie made me hate Rooney Mara. But I've never seen Rooney Mara's career, her resume outside this movie at the time. So it made me hate her because I'm like, oh, she's shitty, she's terrible at acting, no expression, man, what the fuck her. But then again, outside of this movie, I saw her in other movies and I'm like, holy shit, she's so good. But yeah, I went through a stupid phase where, you know, I'm pretty sure we all kind of went through a phase where we kind of hate, not all of us, but there's this, I went through this horrible phase where I was hating actors like Kristen Stewart and, you know, Robert Pattinson era stuff with these terrible acting. But then again, it's not Rooney Mara's fault. It's not none of these actors' fault. from Twilight. It's more the directing and the writing fault without the faults of that. But no, Rooney Mara, you know, I love her now. Well, not love her, yeah. I just, after, like, you know, I stopped being a stupid douchebag and watched her in other movies, like with the girl with the dragon tattoo and the movie Her. She's phenomenal. And The Social Network, she's an amazing actress, one of my favorite actresses of all time. In this movie, I could tell, yeah, no, but then again, it's not her fault, because her experience, she said it was just bad. That's why she gave a bad performance. And you know what? I can't really blame her, because the script is pretty much kind of a carbon copy, kind of, not completely, but a carbon copy of the first movie, of the original movie, and the kills are uninspiring. Jesus Christ, it rips off Freddy versus Jason. How Nancy kills Freddy. She says, "Welcome to my world, bitch," and all that stuff, but she doesn't fully say that, but she kind of says it. She says it like that in a way. She slits his throat, and just like how Laurie beheads Freddy at the end of the Freddy versus Jason, and Freddy just kills somebody with the claws through someone's chest. Just like how Jason kind of killed him through the claws in the last movie. It kind of rips off the Freddy vs. Jason. It's just, this movie's just it's not really inspiring. I can't say fully it's uninspiring, because I love the micro sleep concept. It is scary as hell. At least it's some cool visuals. Also, I gotta say, yeah, the budget and the visuals, they're really good. It's really, you know, I say it's pretty well shot. The problem I have is just that a lot of that shit is wasted with some shitty CGI, and just shitty CGI, and there's too many fucking jump scares. It's just awful. That everybody did, a lot of people give a bad performance, aside from Jackie Earle Haley and the principal, you know, and he was really fun, but Jackie Earle Haley, I gotta say, he's really good at it. He's really good at doing it. He's more serious Freddy, and he does look more like a burnt victim here than Freddy does, but his design is pretty stupid looking. He kind of looks like a sloth, honestly, in this one. But his performance is really good. He works his best what he's given, man. But man, oh man, I don't like that he's a child molester or pedophile here. I know that, I believe originally the original concept, I think Wes Craven wanted. I've heard that he wanted Freddy to be a child molester, but then again, it was a bit too much, so that he made him a child killer. But then again, you could argue that it's kind of implied throughout the movies. Some people can argue with that. So yeah, it's, you know, it's kind of sprinkled in there. Because even Wes Craven, as far as I remember from the Never Sleep documentary, he says, I wanted to create a despicable person, like a very terrible person. So yeah, we did a good job with that. But here they, in a way, in the movies, it's implied a bit, or at least it's kind of, you know, sprinkled in a bit. Here, no, the gloves are off. He's a fucking piece of shit in this movie. And yeah, it would have been, you would have sympathized with Freddy a bit if he was falsely accused. But no, he straight up, no. In the end, they find pictures of, you know, when they were kids, and that's fucked up. And you don't really root for Freddy here. You really are like, no, I want you to fucking die. This movie, wow. But at the same time, it can get entertaining, you know, despite the issues I have with this film. And it can get entertaining, most of the micro sleep. Actually, no, I take it back. This movie's pretty boring. But, you know, I do have a slight soft spot for it, because yeah, just Jackie Earle Haley's entertaining as Freddy, despite what he's given with, and the micro sleep concept is good, and the visuals are pretty good most of the time. And yeah, but overall, man, this movie is just bad. Yeah, I enjoy, before this, even though, like, I don't love all the Freddy films, at least I enjoy every single one from the original series. Here, I don't like this movie. This movie is just bad. Maybe someday, I don't know, I might soften up to it and all that stuff. But as far as I know, this movie is just bad. This is just bad. I think it's the worst remake. No, actually, no, that goes to Psycho, the 1998 remake. But this remake is just terrible. It really is. That's just me, guys. So with that, I would give my Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 a 2 out of 5. Because there are some things that I do like of this film, that it is pretty entertaining, but overall, this movie's just bad. Mostly just fucking boring. All right, we're not gonna end on a whimper here. So that was fun. Either way, this is fun, man. I love Nightmare on Elm Street, man. I love Halloween, Friday 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Chucky, I love these. Texas Chainsaw, I love these horror icons, man. I grew up with watching this as a kid and all that stuff, and what a fun time for me to talk about this. So thank you guys so much if you stuck around at the end of this video. So that is my 40th anniversary review of the Friday. A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you guys so much for watching my video. So let me know down in the comment section down below. Have you guys seen any of the Freddy movies? Which one's your favorite? I would love to know. Please let me know down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your opinions on it. So this is Javi from JAVIWOOD Productions signing off, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show.